Folks, welcome to another race night here at the Race to Zero Hour, race number 16, and we're off to the streets of Monaco. I'm Sarthak from Will Esports, and alongside me, Srivatsan. How you been, man?
Been great. Such a great track, Monaco, with a lot of history. Definitely one of the most exciting tracks in the F1 calendar.
Yeah, sure. And a treat to watch it will be. As a driver's lobby up, we've got a couple of people who are debuting for the first time, and we've got a couple of folks already in jitters about the street circuit and the possible outcomes of the race. But let's hope for a clean race. Let's see where which driver ends up. Nero X won't be joining us tonight either, looks like it, but who knows, maybe he'll join us mid qualifying. We've seen drivers join that way before as well.
Yep, it really opens up a new spot for a new race winner, as you were saying before the game.
Exactly.
Or the race, my bad. But then yes, we might have a new race winner here today, so let's see who it is. Any bets, Satak, on who you think can win this?
Definitely.
In the absence of Nero X?
Definitely Ferrello is one of them. I think he was on the podium on his debut race, and what race that was, and looks like we are ready to go for short qualifying. Also, Srivatsan, if you didn't know, we've got 5 race winners now in the race to Zero Hour, and one of them being the most recent, Not So Masoom.
Amazing. I'm sure I did miss out on a little bit of action. Yes, I was watching the sim. Not So Masoom won the race last week on Tuesday, I guess.
Yep. Yes, he did. Last Thursday, actually. And today, Tuesday, looks like it's a night setup. Well, this is unusual for sure.
Well, I'll always prefer driving Monaco in the night because it's so beautiful in the night. I got a lot of races here in the night, and it's been all so good. So I really like the night setting over here.
Well, it's a first time for me. So let's see how the drivers do. Sure, it'll be exciting for some. I don't think everyone, I don't know how often everyone gets to drive at Monaco during the night, but we'll find out who's good at it and who's not. 16 drivers so far. Any bold predictions, Srivatsan?
I'm gonna put my bet on good old KDB. But I'm gonna watch out for Mr. Vex for sure.
Okay.
And even Accelerate, we can't forget Accelerate in Monaco. The guy was born and brought up in this Monaco track literally. And by literally I just meant that he learned how to drive in the F1 game in Monaco, and we saw how dominant he was when the Monaco race happened in the Boa Racing League. So definitely bets on Accelerate, KDB and Mr. Vex.
And as you said, so Sick Nig is out. His livery always catching us off guard, but he's been doing okay. A driver who's been running at the back of the pack in races at Race to Zero Hour. Clearly he'll want to fight for position in the midfield or even higher up the order. So let's see how he does. Different track, opportunities for sure for the ones who keep it clean here tonight. But of course,
definitely opportunities for the ones who keep it clean here tonight for sure.
Yeah, and but the question is, at the end of the day, who can ensure that they go through all the corners, that part of the track especially, which we just saw Sicknig go through, just keeping it clean. That's what matters here. Already we had a bunch of drivers talking about how many front wings do you think will be lost tonight and whatnot. So let's just hope it's not absolute chaos.
I still feel Baku is a little more trickier than Monaco, but the Monaco track is not that wide as compared to Baku in some places, and that turn you're seeing right over there is really a tough one. There is not much space, you gotta keep it careful, you gotta go wide and turn in properly, and also not a great place for overtaking either.
Yeah, the hairpin is a tricky one, and we are on board Lille. And look at his livery. Srivatsan, something unique, something different. I like the black and gold combination.
It's full gold. That's really interesting. That's actually a really interesting livery over there.
Oh, looks like we've got support for Lil B as well in the chat. Looks like Aiden Wax says something in his own language. Forgive us, we can't translate that. But meanwhile, we got Rusty Nation Freeze also in the chat. They won't be racing with us tonight, clearly, unless they actually decide to at the end of qualifying.
I probably think he's saying he's betting on himself, Lil B, or he wants me to bet on him. I'm not sure. Sure, but I'm gonna go out there and put my bets on Lil B too.
Mr. Wex with a different livery.
Wow, what a amazing livery! Oh my goodness!
Oh, and it's chaos in qualifying. Looks like a couple of the cars went into each other because Mr. Wex was incredibly slow.
Oh my goodness, Mr. Wex has gone spinning over there. Yes, that is a little tricky corner if you're going too slow. You can't see who's ahead. If someone has just turned in and decided to stop, you can't do nothing about it over there.
It almost looks like they're racing in qualifying, but KDB sets the fastest lap time, 1 minute 12.142. That's the time to beat, but we've got well enough time, 13 and a half minutes to go at short qualifying at Monte-Carlo.
1:12.142 is a really good time, to be honest. I'm not sure if anybody out there is going to beat 1:12.142.
Let's see. This time, Ferrello puts in a time close to it. Lil B's time not looking optimistic there. 4 seconds off, and one by one drivers are setting time. Meanwhile, in the chat, let's just go to the driver himself, because I think folks who are joining us will know him as the driver who changes his in-game name every week. And he's got a friend in the chat, Rohit Patil, who says, come on, Ameya, let's go. And clearly his real name is Ameya, and tonight it's Nico Sulkenberg in game. Watson, thoughts on that?
I'm sure I was sure before this week that he's gonna find some creative ways to come up with things like this. But then yes, is Nico Sulkenberg this week. Bonus points for the viewers who could guess his name last week.
Of course, yes. Bonus points. Maybe we might as well throw in a sub, because I don't think.
I think I do know the answer to this if I'm not.
That was a close one.
Oh my goodness, what did we just see?
That was a real close one. That was the ghosted car of Ayrton Senna, who's making his debut here at the race to zero. That was really close. I'm pretty sure Nico Sulkenberg's a little shook after that.
Yep, if I was Nico Sulkenberg, I would have been shocked and I would have been sulking if my car had been damaged in that. But lucky for him, nothing happened.
Yep. Lucky for him, and looks like he's close to another driver, lost part of his front wing. I wonder which driver that is, but meanwhile Accelerate has beaten KDB's time for now. He's the fastest on track right now.
Accelerate probably thought, who was this idiot just telling in the commentary that 1:12.142 is not beatable. He just went almost 1 full second up on KDB.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, they bring incredible talent to races, all these drivers. And I remember over at the Boar Racing League, KDB mentioning, and even yesterday mentioning how good Mr. Wex is in the recent past. And clearly he's up there. He's in the top 3 for now. He's third fastest. Let's see if he can put in a better time maybe. But it looks like Accelerates on a fastest lap himself. Fast lap. My bad.
Well, I will not be surprised if this turns out to be the fastest lap. Let's just see what time he does out of sector 2. Oh my goodness, Arthur, you won't believe me. He is on the fastest lap right about now. Oh, and it got invalidated. That is sad.
That was because
he was on the fastest lap. He had lost up almost 6 tenths in sector 2. So I think he'll go into the 1/10s.
Yep. And yep, sorry about that folks, it's short break. But Accelerate, as you said, the fastest lap, his lap got messed up there, Srivatsan, by one of the cars. But Zunaid, his Risky Racers teammate, is at the back of the pack right now. Hasn't set a time for now. Sector 3, He comes along the finish line right about now. What time does he set? 5th fastest. Not bad.
Yep, good enough. Putting himself in the top 5.
And let's go to Avi, who's showed that he does bring incredible experience to races and just incredible racecraft, to be honest, even though this is esports. And he goes into the pits. We might see him contending for pole, I'm sure. But right now, the 3 fastest drivers at Monaco here at race number 16 is in the pits. And looks like Mr. Vex has gone off track.
I just love his livery. You can't hate that livery, I guess.
Clearly.
My goodness.
He's trying to get himself straighten, get his car straight so that he can get ready to launch once again. He's got leaving space to Sicknig. He's got Hyrox 24, another competitor who's here tonight as well, and he launches.
Wondering if he had some wing damage over there because he is on his outlap.
Meanwhile, Hyrox 24
is also on his outlap. We should keep a close eye on him.
And look at that, Drunken Monkey, who was Supreme Leader earlier, he is 6th fastest here tonight.
Yep, I would like to thank Supreme Leader aka Drunken Monkey to granting my wishes and changing his name to Drunken Monkey back again.
Yeah. Let's see if it helps him.
I used to lovingly call him Drunken. So let's see what Drunken can do here.
Let's see if it helps him. Maybe his old name brings in a little more luck, so to speak, in tonight's race. Let's see how he does. Ashrock with us, Horning as well. Both haven't set a lap time. I wonder what happened to Ayrton Senna. Let's hope he is there for the race. But for now, we got these drivers, 15 drivers on track. We're on board Hyrox 24 going through sector 2. Accelerate has set the fastest lap time so far, 1 minute 11.296. But we got well over 7.5 minutes.
From Harry Rocks too.
Yes. Classic black and red. He stuck to it since the start of race at 0R. A Ferrari fan, I'm sure.
A part of the 240. Do you think 111.296 is going into the trash this lap from Accelerate?
Anyone's guess. As far as I know, KDB might be on a fast lap himself, but are we still on his outlap? I don't see the other drivers improving. But correct me if I'm wrong. Hyrox 24 puts himself in the 1 minute 11 seconds. So does Mr. Vex. Brilliant stuff here.
Really pushing it out there.
1 minute 10.629, Srivatsan. The time to beat.
Yep, and as I told, 111.126 just went down the trash, and 110.629 is the new fastest lap. My bet is on Accelerate for pole here. No questions asked. Hands down.
Okay. Alright. Let's see if any of the other drivers will actually make sure that you are wrong, because we've got just over 6 minutes left. Meanwhile, 7 of you all watching, make sure you drop in the chat. Who do you think will be on pole position for tonight's race at Monaco?
Meanwhile, Rohit Patil on the light side says, send it.
Yep. He's the friend, Srivatsan, of Nico Hulkenberg.
Yep, he wants Nico Hulkenberg to send it.
Yeah.
And Freeze says easy win for Accelerate. Meanwhile, Rusty Nish is asking him to join the race.
Maybe they'll join us. Who knows? Both drivers incredible. We've seen them battling at the back of the pack, unfortunately, compared to how they do in league racing. But for now, all eyes on the drivers on track. Shiv Sundar with us tonight as well. But in the pits, Sicknick coming out on his out lap and will start his fast lap right about now.
Yep, Rusty Nish and Freeze, the Merc and the Ferrari boys, usually at the top, at the front of the pack in VRL. They've got Sicknick.
Yeah, and Horning, our race winner, one of the race winners at race 0R, puts himself 4th fastest for now. but not for long. KDB, maybe your predictions might actually turn out to be right, Srivatsan.
Yep. What can I say? I'm the jackpot people. But then, yeah, even KDB has not got himself in the 110s.
He's close. He's real close, and he started another fast lap. Mr. Wex in the pits, Halidox 24 coming out on his out lap. Let's see who puts themselves on top. Oh, 4 minutes to go. This track, it's a street circuit. Definitely going to be challenging. I'm sure everyone, each driver is in their own way hoping that it isn't a wet race. But from what I know, Accelerate does really well in the wet.
Yup, won the race in Monaco when it was raining in BRL. But then yes, Accelerate loves wet, Accelerate loves Monaco. So let's see what goes on over here. We might too close to the wall, KDB over there.
In the pit entrance. Meanwhile, Ferrero coming through the tunnel. Ashrock in the
Trees has said he can't join the race, so that's a loss.
Accelerate's lap has been invalidated, so he'll be looking to start another one soon enough. KDB still in the pits. Do you think he's called it a night for qualifying, or do you think he'll come out?
I think he'll come out once more. Maybe. I think he'll come out once more, I guess, for sure. He's got 3 minutes, that's a lot of time, so I'm sure he can come out once more.
We can see on our screen right now Mr. Wex and Nico Salkenberg going through the Monaco tunnel, the infamous Monaco tunnel. Did you know, Srivatsan, that tunnel didn't have lights back in the day, at least in the 60s and 70s, at least it didn't have lights, even up till the Senna era.
No wonder we did not have a night race.
Yeah.
I wondered, did they used to have a night race in Monaco? Has there been a night race in Monaco ever?
I highly doubt it. Nope. I don't think I don't think that's even something that's feasible, considering Monaco is usually alive in the night with a club scene and whatnot, at least in real life. So yeah, never a night race.
But then interesting fact, even during the day, you go inside the tunnel, it's dark, it's really dark. When you come out of the tunnel, even in the game, you can literally feel the light change.
Yes. Yes, it is. That's why it's so hard to believe how the drivers back in the day actually drove with no lights in that tunnel. Meanwhile, Mr. Wex's lap has been invalidated, like we saw through the first corner itself. He took too much of the curb. Lap got invalidated.
He still has time to put in one more lap though, for sure. UK is still lingering around in P10. I'm sure he'll be looking to improve his laps.
He too is going through the tunnel. And for those of you wondering, that is not a glitch, and he has invalidated his lap there. But UK is a keyboard player. Yes, he plays on his keyboard, his computer's keyboard, and that's why he's usually swaying left and right rigorously through corners and even on straights.
Keyboard warrior is slowing down into sector 3.
Incredibly slow.
Meanwhile, Accelerate and KDB are on their outlaps once more, so I'm sure they want to cross the line before the timer ends. And UK has parked his car over there. What's happening?
Okay,
come on UK, get on it, move it.
Yep. Not too great, but looks like he'll start his own fast lap. Took so much over the curve.
Went in the fast and furious way, literally. Drifting into that corner. Not the idea is to start.
Meanwhile,
I remember that what are the number of times you have seen UK's car without a front wing?
oh my god, I don't know, just let's hope it's not again the same case tonight. But shock qualifying is wrapped up at race number 16. Accelerate has set the fastest lap time. He is on a fast lap himself. So is KDB. So is Mr. Vex. So is half of the drivers on track. So let's see who'll come out on top.
Minus 110s in sector 2. I'm sure this is going to be another fast lap, Sarthak.
Yeah, okay, let's find out. If you all noticed, there was Sicknig in the middle of the track there. Highly inconvenient. Accelerate almost went into him. Mr. Vex seemed to have retired from the session. And
my goodness, he goes almost 3 tenths faster than his previous time. He has done a 110 to 50.
Incredible stuff. KDB on a fast lap coming through sector 3. Will he be able to set a better lap time? Avi's lap time is done. It's 1 minute 11.294. He gets P3 for now.
KDB's lap time is already off by 5 tenths. Yep. He can't do better than that, and accelerate on provisional pole yet again.
And clearly looks like UK Hyrox 24 on their fast laps. Accelerates 1 minute 10.250 is looking bright. He is on another fast lap, surprisingly. Let's see how he does on that. UK going incredibly slow, clearly not on a fast lap. Hyrox 24 invalidates his lap. And going down the order, I don't think Ashrock is on a fast lap. Is he? Yes, he is. Do you think he's got it in him?
He has, oops. It looked like a minus 3 tenths on into sector 2, but let's see if he can improve. He's being closely chased by another car.
And I think that's Accelerate, but Ashrock comes across the line. How up the order? Nope, Ashrock stays P13, and Accelerate has gone into the pits, which means this is the starting grid of the race tonight. Brilliant stuff. Accelerate on pole position. A third different pole sitter here at the race 0R. That's something great. A fourth different, in fact. Nero X, KDB, and of course not so Masoom, as well as tonight Accelerate. And yep, folks.
Well, Priest says UK is one of the best on keyboard. Indeed, he is.
He is.
Hello, boys.
Oh, Rusty Nish is here.
Yeah, my laptop gave up on me and I couldn't join. If you guys don't mind, I want to hang out down here.
Yeah, of course, go for it. You can't even be an in-game pit lane pal for us.
I shall try, but I'm not able to open the game. That's why I couldn't join.
Oh, okay. No worries. No worries at all. Accelerate on pole position. KDB at P2. Avi in P3. What do you think?
I think you're going to see Accelerate, KDB absolutely put away by the pack. Like, there's no safety car in the last 5-10 laps. These guys will be probably about 15-20 seconds ahead of everyone else.
Okay, we lost you a bit there, Nishay. You got to repeat that for us.
Yeah, I just said that if there's no safety car midway into the race, these guys will be really deep. Like, they'll be far ahead of the rest of the pack. Mm-hmm. But something really promising is the fact that there's so many people doing 111s. Mm-hmm. So it means that everyone's close by, and I don't understand why. Sika's done his laps on mediums because at Monaco, your track position is absolutely key over here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool. Insights from a driver.
Interesting observation. Yeah, Siknik has done his qualifying session in mediums. Wonder what he was really thinking over there, because yes, maybe it's just I don't know what strategy he is on to, but yeah, it might work out or it might not.
It's just surprising because he has probably around a second and a half more to improve, and he'll still be beyond 10, and he could have picked fresh mediums either ways.
Mm-hmm. Well,
so not sure what's the thinking around there.
Let's see. We'll
Sika himself will only know the answer, won't he? Let's see what he does in the race. Maybe this might end up as a strategical master stroke. You see a couple of crashes, and then you see the safety car coming, and then you couple of people might pit, and Sika might gain a lot of positions, given the fact that he does. Okay, but then he will have to pit once more. But then I am just bringing in too many variables into the play over here. Let's just wait and see what happens.
Yep.
I think like ideal scenario for Sika is at around lap 10, once everyone from the softs have pitted, and then a safety car comes out and he gets a free pit stop. Like that has to be the only possible win for him right now.
But I definitely see a safety car coming in this race for sure.
It's hard not to look past a safety car. Sarthak?
I mean, it's anyone's guess. I just hope for the best. And of course, we sent out a message saying that keep it clean, boys, going into turn 1. But given the nature of the track, street circuit, everyone's real close, 16 drivers, well, we can't push away the variable of a safety car.
No heroics into staying the vote.
I wish they had a red flag in the game too.
Well,
Why do you want restarts everywhere, Srivatsan? Why?
I just pray for, I want drama. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of drama in life, and we have got the race during the day. I wish we had the race during the night too.
you know, you want a lot of things, bro, Shivatsan. You I remember initially when the race 0 hour started, you always wanted rain. You always.
I would love a rain here.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you won't love a rain here in Monaco in this race.
He loves rail as a commentator and not as a driver.
Yeah. Yep. And believe me when I say
actually
this.
do like rain as a driver too. I'll actually prefer rain on any track, except for on some tracks. I do not want rain in tracks like Singapore. That will be really bad for myself. But
Okay. Okay.
yep, it does really make a race interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah. It does.
And on to the grid. Sarthak, you want to do the honors?
Yep, as always. Our drivers all set to go accelerate on pole. 25% race distance. Let's go here tonight at Monaco. And they're off. What a start there midfield. I think that was Junaid. Mr. Wex climbs the position. Now he drops the position. Turn 1 seems good. Looks like there was contact between Horning and another driver there. UK making that climb. 3-way battle in the midfield. Nico Salkenberg going up the order as well. Seems like we got a disconnection as well. Drunken Monkey falls down the order. Ferrero and Drunken Monkey going head to head. Cars getting ghosted. Chaotic, but we don't have a DNF yet. Sector 1 and 2 go yellow.
Yep, we have Oriton Senna who crashed far behind the track, and that's why we have the yellow. But over there you can see, I think that was UK trying to make on Harry, but it did not fit, and Harry did it well around the Grand Hotel hairpin. As now we're almost going to coming, making zone after the fourth victory.
Yep, and see. And Nishay, we're losing you a bit, Nishay, but sector 1 and 2 go yellow. A couple of adjustments on your side with the mic, Nishay, and I'm sure we can hear you. Srivatsan, thoughts on the fact?
Nico Salkenberg, I just decided to cut the chicken over there with Horning being right outside him, and he has just cut the chicken and gone straight, and he did not get flagged with any time penalties either. Sector 2, yellow flag. Meanwhile, Accelerate leading the pack with a fastest lap of 136. All the cars are so close, Sarthak.
Yeah, so close, shunts all around, and yes, Horning has gone off track. He was pushed.
Horning has been pushed to the wall by Nico Salkenberg, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll report that to the stewards. But meanwhile, folks, Shiv Sundar running at the back of the pack. Ayrton Senna actually at P15, and Shiv Sundar in the pits.
Accelerate already got a 2-second lead on Joey, and from there, not even 2 laps done, and he's already pulling away.
Incredible stuff in the front of the pack as well. Right now, the shortest gap between two drivers is Nico Salkenberg and Ferrero.
Yep, Nico Salkenberg ahead of R3 Ferrero 14. So tough to make a move here in Monaco. Track position is so vital. Oh, Nico Salkenberg seems to be off a little, but he manages to keep the car in place. Meanwhile, Accelerate puts in another faster lap and he goes 113 this time.
Watchful safety car.
Literally putting I wonder what caused a virtual safety car out there.
Severe collision with Ashrock Lil B. I'm guessing that was the reason. And Ashrock still out on track. Lil B dives into the pits. Virtual safety car is out, and 3 drivers at the back of the pack dive into the pit lane.
Do you think the virtual safety car is the right time to pit even for the race leaders? Maybe KDB could
I don't.
use a trick or two.
I'm not sure. I don't think so. I'm sure it isn't because it's already gone. The virtual safety car, 3 laps up, 17 laps to go. Sector 2 goes yellow. I'm pretty sure multiple sectors will be going yellow on and off. But for now, it's a battle in the front.
It wouldn't have been, but KDB just lost quite a lot. Like, what happened over there and the next P2.
Yeah, and looks like Avi's dropping as well. And he is dropping incredibly. Yep, he has spun at one part of the track. He's dropped all the way from P3 to P10.
And yes, Zunaid has taken the jump over KDB, and KDB seems to have, when I saw the footage, he seems to have hit the wall a couple of times. And yes, he's also driving into the pit, big damage for sure.
I have a feeling maybe Avi and KDB had an incident and that's why both of them had dropped so much.
Possible. Nico Hulkenberg has gained by leaps and bounds and is into P4.
Yeah, but he's being incredibly aggressive tonight.
Dying off as he's under attack from RB Ferrello. If he can go on board with RB Ferrello. Yep. And UK all of a sudden up there in the race.
Yup, he is. And Accelerate and Zunaid, both from Risky Racers, they'll be happy. 2 good friends in the front. But let's see for how long.
Let's see if RB Ferrello lines up a move around.
Yeah, we're losing you, Nisha, incredibly. And UK holding off Nico Hulkenberg and Ferrello for now.
Yep,
And it's a crash. UK has lost part of his wing, has disconnected.
RB Ferrello Nico Hulkenberg, RB Ferrello, both of this ghosted through him. Sad for UK, he has dropped down to P5. I'm sure he would have to dive into the pits too. Meanwhile, Nico Hulkenberg is into P3 now.
While positions wise, Drunken Monkey makes that jump on UK as well. I'm guessing UK has disconnected. What a spectacular change of events, Srivatsan. Looks like our front runners Accelerate, KDB and Avi. It's just Accelerate now.
Yep, and Accelerate is ahead because he has just been in the front since the beginning. A lot of change in fortunes for Drunken Monkey too. He dropped in the beginning and then he has gained a lot of position and he is into P5 right now. Mr. Vex is P8, UK is P9 after the drop. Horning, as we know, pitted during the virtual safety car. He is in P10 and he's on the hards. He's not on the mediums, he's on the hards. So is Avi.
Interesting. I wonder what's going through their head in terms of strategy. But right now, Ferrello closing in. His charge is not stopping. He is on the tail of Nico Hulkenberg and he's on the soft tires.
Well, Nico Hulkenberg, I think he's probably done with his pit stop. But not, yes, he is done with his pit stop. He is done. He had pit
Yep,
probably in the UK has been disqualified from session for being parked in a dangerous session.
Yeah, so can you guys hear me now?
Yep, we can, but still quite light.
I have interesting news. Three pros in and KDB made a mistake and he had to quit, but Mr. Vex and Avi crashed into each other in the moment chicane, and that's why
Okay, from the very minute audio coming in from Rusty Nish's side, folks, it seems Mr. Vex and Avi had an incident resulting in Avi dropping down the pack. KDB went into the wall at some point in the some part of the track, and of course, seemed like one of the other drivers had an incident as well. Kind of missed that out. UK's screen apparently went blank. Yep. Srivatsan, our dear friend UK, seemed to have had a disastrous night so far.
Poor UK, I thought this might be the day for him to get into that podium, but you never know.
And Hyrox 24, brilliant qualifying session initially. It seemed like he was up there in the front runners, but right now running P11, only 14 drivers out there on track. And meanwhile, Shiv Sundar has DNF'd as well somewhere along the line. We missed out. Incredibly sorry for that. But right now, it's a battle in the front as well as multiple cars pitting. Overshot there, Harry Rocks 24.
He probably cut the chicane. Interesting to note, Zunaid and Adi Ferrella pitted, which puts Nico Hulkenberg in P2 and Drunken Monkey in P3. What a drive today from Nico Hulkenberg. All he has to do, he has already pit. His pit stop is done. He does not have to pit once more, if I am not wrong.
Nope.
Or is he yet to pit?
Before we even get to that, Srivatsan, Accelerate has an 18-second gap to Nico Hulkenberg. He doesn't have to worry about a thing, does he?
Nope. He's running away with the victory, boys, as I had predicted.
KDB is lining up a move on Ashra for P5.
And he makes that move, closes in on the wall there, and gets that move done regardless. Avi sets the fastest lap time, running P14.
Trying to make a comeback is Avi is currently the last driver on the grid.
Oh, it seemed like that was
interesting. So you got Nico Hulkenberg. If he has not pit yet, then he'll be losing positions during his pit stop.
Yeah, for sure. And looks like Accelerate has pitted himself, and that 18-second gap played into his favor. And looks like he went into the pits in the race lead, and he came out the pits, and he's back in the race lead.
Meanwhile, KDB and Sikney get slapped with the 3-second time penalty.
Let's go down to Siknig, who's the driver closest to another competitor, and he's got Lil B in his sights.
I don't understand what's going on over here. Siknik started on his medium tires. It says Siknik is again on a medium tires, 2 laps old.
Yeah. And Lil B seemed to have an issue going into the pit entrance, and that was dangerous to say the least, but Siknig somehow managed to avoid that one. Lil B going into the pits once again. Meanwhile, Ferrero closing in on Ashok.
Yes, he is.
Goes down the outside, tries, doesn't quite get the gap he needed on the gearbox of Ashok. Let's see if he can pull it off. Coming across the line, Ashok in fact just lets him by almost. Mr. Wex up next on the tail of Ashok. Closing in soon enough here, Ashok. Can you hold your competitor off is the question. Meanwhile, 11 of you all watching, make sure you drop in the chat. Who do you think is going to come out on top at the end of this?
Nico Hulkenberg still holding on dear for with his P2. Drunken Monkey has dropped to P9 after his pit stop, I guess.
Yep, he's coming out on fresh medium tires. Possibly see him climb up the grid a couple of positions at least. But it's Monaco, so it's anyone's guess as Mr. Wex closes in. Will he try for a maneuver? Yes, he will. Goes down the inside, clearly shuts the door. Disaster there for Ashok. Loses part of his wing. Or no, that was Mr. Wex, lost part of his end plate. Meanwhile, Ashok still the closest driver to a competitor. Horning running P8. Accelerate still holding the race lead.
Yep, he's running away with the lead over there. The gap between Hulkenberg and Zunaid is almost close to 5 seconds if I'm not wrong.
Meanwhile, through the Monaco tunnel comes Accelerate. Nico Hulkenberg. I mean, a safety car would be ideal for Nico Hulkenberg right about now. Sector 2 goes yellow.
Definitely would be.
Sector 2.
I'm really surprised we have not had a safety car till now.
We've had many spins. Multiple drivers have spun out on corners and even in parts of the track, which is very unusual to have an incident. But of course, with multiple drivers in that section, clearly not too ideal. KDB has dropped down to P4 but still hanging on. 6-lap old mediums will play into his favor. Last 9 laps of the race. Accelerates, still holding the race lead. All folks joining us right now. Shiv Sundar has DNF'd. UK disqualified. And what looked like a disastrous Monaco seemed like disaster for KDB as he spins out but resets real quick. Almost causes an issue there for Ferrello. Ferrello will get that jump. Pretty sure he's smiling. 3-second time penalty for Nico Hulkenberg after multiple warnings, and KDB will be on the tail of Ferrello going to the Monaco tunnel.
Yep, that would not be ideal for KDB. I'm sure he has lost a part of his wing over there, so probably he might have to pit again.
Possibly Horning closing in on a competitor himself. Sector 3 goes yellow, locks up the front left there. KDB not having the most ideal of races. Safety car, Oriton Sana has DNF'd, and I wonder which part of the track he is. DNF'd, yep, Sector 3 will get to see him, Srivatsan, going into the next couple of corners.
Yes, this can definitely play into the hands of Nico Hulkenberg, doesn't it?
Yep, he was on the left-hand side. Looks like he has cleared it. Yep, Nico Hulkenberg still out on track. KDB dives into the pits. I wonder if he's coming out on softs.
I'm sure everybody here will come out on softs. 8 laps to go. You can come out on the softs. Interesting. This is actually interesting. What do you go for? Soft or medium?
We'll find out. Looks like Horning on the hards. If I was Horning, I would actually pit, but he's staying out.
Track questions are
Okay, from again the very little we are hearing from Racinish, KDB comes out on the medium. So does all the other drivers who went into the pits except Ashraf.
Hulkenberg yet to pit.
Unusual, him staying out. Or do you think he's gonna go in any moment now? 8 laps to go.
Well, if he had to pit, the ideal time would have been to. Oh my goodness, he's so close to accelerate right about now that 18-second gap is gone whatsoever.
Safety car played in his favor.
But the thing is, he has not pit yet. If there was an ideal time for him to pit, it would have been to right when the safety car came out, and he has not pit.
Hello boys, am I audible?
Yep, you are. Who is this?
Freeze.
Freeze, Freeze, what's up, man?
What's up, man? What's up?
Yeah. You've been watching the race for a while now. What do you think? Nico Hulkenberg just went into the pits for a change in tires, and he's serving a penalty as well. And softs are on for him. Accelerate leading the race. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Hulkenberg has a very bad time with the safety car coming out because he pitted for the first time and he's going to come back of the pack probably. Yeah.
And looks like, meanwhile, while evaluating what's happening in front, Lil B and Avi had a severe collision there, and Lil B was penalized. Meanwhile, up in front, Accelerate holding on to the race lead. Drunken Monkey and KDB switching positions. 5-second penalty after severe collision with KDB for Avi.
Quick question, Sarthak. Who do you think is the biggest winner out of the safety car?
The way I look at it,
he had a disaster. He dropped. My question was, who do you think is the biggest winner out of the safety car? Whose hands has this played into? We saw Horning drop a lot in the beginning. He was P13, P14, but he has managed to come up to P4 now. And because of people pitting in the safety car, he has decided not to pit. He is still on his hearts. He has decided that track question is vital for him, and he can do this, and he's in P4.
Safety car in this lap, but to your question, Srivatsan, I was about to say it could possibly be either KDB, Mr. Vex, or Nico Hulkenberg, and I was going to throw in Drunken Monkey as well in that mix, but Drunken Monkey got a 5-second time penalty. So it's anyone's guess, but looks like we are ready to go racing and clearly Accelerate. We'll be worried about the lads right behind him.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's not worried.
You think so?
I'm pretty sure he's not worried at all.
We'll find out, but it's a fight in front as Ferrello pulls off that incredible overtake, at least tries, loses part of his front wing as well. Horning on the tail of Ferrello now, tries to peek down the inside, couldn't quite get it. It's a fight for P2, ignoring yellow flag. Drunken Monkey gets penalized, and they're shunting incredibly into each other. Contact all around for Horning and Ferrello.
If my calculations are not wrong, Drunken Monkey has almost close to 10 seconds of time penalty. So does KDB. KDB has definitely more than 3 seconds of time penalty.
Meanwhile,
So does Nico Falkenberg.
Yeah.
So there's the penalty mania going on in the track right about now. If we have someone who's driving cleanly, I'm thinking RP Ferrello 14 does not have any time penalties. Now he can be the biggest winner out of this.
disastrous.
Too damn close. That is a disaster. That was just really close and dangerous.
5-second penalty. 5-second penalty for corner cutting there, and Ferrello gets 3-second time penalties, and sector 2 goes yellow. Still the closest gap between competitors, Horning and Ferrello, and Horning has a disastrous exit there, and his car has been ghosted. He will not be able to contest for position.
I think Salkenberg has a good chance of coming up because Salkenberg already saved this penalty in the pit.
And he's on the soft, so
Possible.
maybe.
So we just
You
need
have to
to
pray
track
that people
position
ahead of him
and
crash
Yeah.
or fight into each other as they are doing right about now. But then yes, Salkenberg does have a good chance over here.
Yeah, KDB trying his best to capitalize on the bunch of drivers fighting in front of him.
Well, he does have a new wing and new tires. So
As they're going into the Monaco tunnel. Okay, from the very little we heard once again from Rusty Nish, he felt that KDB's wing was compromised while being under safety car, but looks like he's fighting for position with Drunken Monkey on the tail. Incredible racing at race number 16 at race 0R. Drunken Monkey has a task, and that task is to hold off KDB for another 5 laps.
well, if there is any track where you would pray and wish that you can just hold your position, it's going to be Monaco. So
Yep, and Drunken Monkey just couldn't quite do it. KDB right in front of him. It's going to be a battle for position going in the next couple of laps, and KDB on a roll with those mediums on.
well, Drunken Monkey did seem to cut the corner into turn 1, and KDB is now close to Horning.
I think Horning is struggling with those old hard tires right now.
Maybe that's why the whole pack, the midfield, is real close to each other. That they've got a slow driver in front. Yep, it is battle for position. P5, P6, P7 and P8. They're all within a second of each other.
I think if Nico Salkenberg doesn't rack up any more penalties, they can directly jump to P4 at the end of the race.
Possibly, and fight to the corner. Horning, disastrous corner for him. KDB still holding on.
I am not sure how Horning held on to that position. He saw KDB going ahead.
Clearly right in front, KDB and Horning fighting for position. Drunken Monkey, look how close these drivers are to each other. And Horning has spun. Horning has spun. He drops down the order. KDB climbs up to P4, and now he's the driver with the task to hold off a bunch of drivers hungry for position.
But it's going to be hard because KDB has lost his left end plate. So if he should keep it very clean, and if he lose a bit or more wing, it's going to be trouble for him.
Time penalties are sure going to come into play. KDB has that rate of time penalties. So has Drunken Monkey. Drunken Monkey seems to have the highest number of time penalties, if I'm not wrong. So Vex and Nico Salkenberg can sure gain on that.
We'll find out in another 3 laps for sure. Lap number 17. Race leader Accelerate has almost a 4-second gap to Zunaid, and Zunaid has an over 5.5 second gap to Ferrello. So for now, everything's good and well for Accelerate, but 3 laps, anything's possible.
Well, the risky racers. don't have to take any risk in this race at all from right now.
And 14 laps old Hards, Horning is on. Ashrock gets a 3-second time penalty himself. What do you all think? Hard tires? Do you think it worked? Clearly it's not working out for him. He's running P8. What do you think is going on in Horning's head when this happens?
I think choosing hard tires was the wrong call instead of going for mediums, because mediums are better in this track than hards. Even though because medium degradation is very less. So I think Horning has done the wrong call by going into hards.
But in my opinion, he did get the right choice because he got the position he wanted. Even though you can be on the faster tire here in Monaco, but gaining a track position is really much harder than, you won't just gain track position just by being faster in Monaco. Yep. So I think going for hard was the right position. The only bad thing which happened for him was the spin he had over there. If not, he could have still held his position even after KDB had overtook him for sure.
Well, unfortunate incidents all around by Hyrox 24 at the back of the pack with Ashrock, Siknig and Lil B. The support in the chat for Lil B continues by Hyrox 24 closing in on Ashrock as Horning gets a 3-second time penalty after multiple warnings.
I think KDB gaining on Albert Ferrano now. He's only 1.1 seconds behind.
And Mr. Wex making the gain towards a Drunken Monkey as well. Let's see who's going to come on top. We come across the penultimate lap for these two drivers at the back of the pack. Hyrox 24 trying to get that single position jump on Ashrock. He's trying to put both.
Four drivers have DNS.
Yep.
1/4 of the field is out.
And Lil B is running a lap later than the other competitors.
Rocks literally went on the. He didn't even take the curb. He said bye-bye to the curb and went completely on the left over there.
Yep, meanwhile, KDB closing in on the competitor. Pirello.
My goodness, this sure is a time penalty fest over here. So we have to wait and watch.
Yeah, and KDB.
There's a good bit of spin for KDB.
Yeah, and he's going to lose position for sure. Drunken Monkey is not going to let him stay P4 for long. Closing in, first corner, KDB, can you hold off Drunken Monkey?
I think KDB was a bit unfortunate over there because he was getting DRS and he was like 0.3 seconds behind, but then he spins.
Yep. He was closing in on Ferrello and seems like he's lost his shot at a possible podium position. But regardless, as the midfield battle continues, looks like exiting sector 2, Accelerate on his final lap. What a race it's been for him, and what a race it's been for everyone watching as well. Drunken Monkey lost a bit of his rear going into that corner, but meanwhile sector 3, Accelerate, we'll switch to him. But for now, Mr. Wex closing in on Drunken Monkey himself. Switching to Accelerate, comes around, exits sector 3, and once again a race winner, Monaco. Accelerate takes the race win for the second time at Race 0R. Sunil comes across P2.
Any words saying this, I am not surprised at all with Accelerate winning this race, but then let's see how the podium rounds up right about now.
Yeah, and 5-second penalty, unserved penalty for KDB, which means Mr. Wex gets that jump in position. Horning comes across the line. Let's see if there's a jumble in the order. Horning stays P7, but not for long. Nico Salkenberg gets pushed to P7, and Horning down to P8. Ashrock P9, Hyrox 24 P10, and Sikning, last driver to come across the line. Always been battling at the back of the pack, but always manages to finish his race, at least more often than not. Comes across the line. It's a P11 finish for Sikning. Well, Srivatsan, that turned out to be a fantastic race and not as chaotic as we thought it would be. Driver of the day, Ferrello.
Yes, I think Mixer Vex will be happy right now. He got a 2-place jump because of time penalties. He got a 2 bonus places for keeping it clean. A good bit of dance from Accelerate and a show off. And there he goes, walks off with the Monaco trophy.
Brilliant stuff. What a podium.
Put some champagne on his race engineer.
Yep, race winner Accelerate for the second time. He won last time around at the Circuit of the Americas and Monaco. Possibly name him the King of Monaco by now.
Might as well do that. Does not seem to leave the race engineer alone. Went and poured champagne on him for the second time.
Yep, and this is the race result. Looks like surprisingly, doesn't look like the race leader had any penalties at all. Unfortunate DNF.
He did get a 3-second penalty. And look at the fastest lap. He got a 112.
No, sir. I think Accelerate didn't have any penalties as such.
He had a 3-second for sure.
No. There's no penalties for him.
Accelerate didn't have any penalties. Only driver with no penalties.
Okay.
My goodness.
No
Talk
wonder.
about consistency.
No wonder he's the race winner. And race number 16, what a treat it was to watch. But on to race number 17, 2 days away, and hopefully we see Rusty Nish and Freeze on the track as well at Spain, the Spanish track. It'll be a treat to watch, I'm sure. Folks who stayed with us till the end of the race, 9 of y'all, thank you very much, and see you on Thursday. See you guys, it was a treat. Cheers.
Good night.